All right, here we go. Today is day 14 of this experiment. It is the 26th of January, day 14, the end of week 2. Um, Tomorrow, of course, I've got my first weigh-in, to see to what degree this has paid off. First weigh-in, first measurement, so I'll post all that as soon as I've got some data. Um, Kind of obsessing about the job interview that I had yesterday, and I've noticed that as I obsess about it, I just reflexively want to eat. Um, Again, the whole purpose of this is to try and figure out what the triggers are that have me going up and down and up and down. Stress eating is one of the big ones. So haven't had any major temptations, but I've noticed that as I just kind of get antsy about whether I did get the job, didn't get the job, I have that impulse to just find something and snack, something ideally laden with carbohydrates, maybe a little fat, some sugar, and a few other things. Um, at the gym today, did another two 30-minute sessions, doing 10 minutes at 4 miles an hour. Legs are hurting me. Legs are hurting like hell. But again, I'm starting to notice it in performance. This being the day before weigh-in, I also decided to do one more 30-minute session. Fluctuated between 3 miles an hour and 3.5. My legs were killing me pretty bad. I didn't want to tear myself up too much, so ended up burning 300 more calories. If anything, it'll at least keep my metabolism going so I don't stall too much as I continue to week 3, 4, 5. For the next 2 weeks, in addition to keeping on track here and getting ready for what will be the third weigh-in, I'm also tasking myself with another mission. I'm a doctoral student at a Orlando area university. Since I've been up here, I've been busy with things like trying to find a job, trying to find a job, trying to find a job, as well as just settling into the area. I pulled up all stakes from Orlando in August and moved 600 miles to the Raleigh area. So, all the things that you do when you basically make a geographic translocation, I've been doing. I'm just getting settled in the area, establishing social networking, a few other things. So, I did the research for my dissertation in the fall semester, found 100 articles, verified, did quality control. So my goal for the next 2 weeks is to basically write the first 2 chapters of my dissertation. I have to write a prospectus, which is just kind of a general overview, introduction to the paper, and then I have to do the literature review, which is all of that stuff that I did in the fall, organize it, distill it, put it into a chapter that kind of gives the readers of the dissertation an understanding of what it is that I'm going to be talking about in the final 3 chapters. And again, it was interesting as I sat down tonight and started to get to work on the dissertation. You know, we have this idea of behavioral conditioning, the idea that you can associate certain stimuli with certain responses. And I didn't realize until tonight to what degree I associated eating with any kind of academic activity. Um, I can remember this past summer when I was taking my qualifying exams. They were take-home exams, big, huge things. But for 5 days, I had to write 4 essay responses to 4 questions that were sent to me. And I was on campus, and I just, every day, I'd eat, stop by the vending machine, grab some crap to sneak into the library, usually take a lunch break, go to the Qdoba on campus. So it was kind of interesting. I've been really gung-ho, really motivated, really focused for the last 14 days. But as soon as I sat down, I pulled out my big binder of research, and this isn't even all the articles. This is like the first 3 or 4 pages of the article, just so I can glimpse at them. Then I pull their PDFs up for the actual text. As I was getting all of this organized, I just had this urge out of nowhere to eat. It was just like one of those really, really primal things. So it's going to be interesting redirecting that conditioned response and finding something new to condition it with. So that's the end of day 14. That's the end of week 2. That's the end of, I guess, drop period number 1. Tomorrow, beginning of week 3. Tomorrow, weigh in. I guess will be weigh in number 2. So I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow morning.